Camera.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Thanks for coming. Hi. Yep. So it is Friday. It's the best Friday of the year, arguably, because it's Good Friday also. And it's also at this point Camp Nano. So, yeah, we hope that you're all feeling happy and excited about everything. Yep, actually, why don't I go ahead and introduce my two lovely guests, or also let them introduce themselves. But I have Cache Warren, or ShayWithThaHobbies, and also Anya, also known as AS Renner. So if you guys would like to maybe say one or two words about yourselves.
Okay. You could go first.
Hi guys, I'm Anya, and like Micah said, my YouTube channel is AS Renner, and I'm a writer from Germany. And I love to do writing streams and to connect with other writers and talk and chat about writing. That's why I'm here, and I'm very happy to be here.
Yay!
Hey everybody, I'm Cache. I write short stories, poetry, and the occasional blog post. And I'm in a different chair, and it's bothering me that like the top of my head is not in the frame. So I'm like trying to figure out what I need to do to fix that. So it's a whole thing going on over here. But hey, y'all.
Yay! And I've got both their lovely channels linked in the descriptions below. So why don't we actually say hi to everybody? So let me see here. Heather's here. Hi, Heather. If you are buffering, or you were buffering, I hope you're nicely loaded now. Grayson's here. Hi, Grayson. Grayson at this point is officially my co-conspirator for all things gaming. Alice is here. Hi, Alice. And we also have Becca here. Hi, Becca. I hope you're doing well. You see, the thing about Becca being where she is in Toronto is I always know what the weather is like for Becca because she's only 45 minutes drive away, and yeah.
Your neighbors.
Yes, I'm very happy that she's a sort of honorary Canadian for these months. And we have Cache saying hi to everybody. We have CB here. Hi, CB. Hope you're having a lovely day so far. Heather says, my first Michael stream. Yay. Oh, thank you. Yep. We have Writing Violet
Hey,
here.
Violet.
Hello. Hi. And right on cue, Becca says, and it's so beautiful today. Yep, there's not a cloud in the sky right now here in Southern Ontario. So, yep. I was outside today for a brief moment about an hour ago, and it is cold, but at least it looks nice. Okay. So, do you two know what you want to work a bit on over the course of this stream?
I have a blog post that needs to go out today, so I'll be working on that. And I'd like to get some more words in on the mystery that I started yesterday. So I'm just hoping for 500. If I can get 500 words by the end of the stream, I'll be satisfied.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds like a plan.
And I will look at my scene cards I have for one of my novels and see if I can start the rewrite. I don't know yet. I will just look at the cards for stuff.
Okay. It starts with the cards, though.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I will be looking at publishers And
Nice.
I'll be looking at publisher websites. And if the stream goes on and I kind of feel like a bit of a change of gears, then I'll probably switch to some reading. Yep.
You reading War and Peace today?
Yes, War and Peace. That's what I'm reading right now.
What page are you now? Do you know? I mean, how far have you come?
Right, like I'm curious.
I was just saying
percentage of how much more you got to
go. Percentage-wise, it would be off the top of my head. It would 1% would be 1% would be actually. I think I'm around 1%. Yeah, I think I've actually got 1%. But I was just joking on Cachet's channel last night that I on her stream last night. I was just saying, what was I saying? I've got a long way to go. So far, there's been neither any war nor peace. Yeah, there's a long way to go. I still have probably about 1,400 pages to go at this point. So, yep.
If you ever do a reading vlog, I would love to see how you went from page 1 to page 1,400 and something.
Right.
Like I would love to see that.
And Anya's laughing because it's funny.
I just remember last year I took part in a challenge of reading The Count of Monte Cristo, and it's also like, and I failed. I couldn't finish it.
Yeah, I have a new copy of that. I haven't even touched it yet. But that is another classic epic.
Yeah,
sure.
Epic. Yeah.
I think I've seen the movie though.
Yeah.
I feel like I did when I was a kid. Like it was like on one Saturday morning or something when I was a kid, and I sat down and watched it. But I definitely what it was about.
Yeah, I've definitely seen the movie that they made maybe about maybe like 15, 20 years ago, 20 at the most.
There's an older one. Yeah,
that sounds about right. I would have been like 10. So that sounds about right.
Yeah. Heather says it's cloudy in Montreal. Okay. Yeah, Montreal's about 8 hours drive from where I am.
It's cloudy in Oklahoma. I know that's way more than 8 hours from you too.
Maybe it's just cloudy
it's
everywhere.
It's dark outside. I don't know. What kind of weather?
It's nighttime.
Yeah.
Oh dear. We've got Haley here. Hi, Haley. Can't stay long, but wanted to pop in and say hi. Okay. Thank you. Heather, I'm going to sip my sangria and pants 200 words.
Okay. If that is not a move for a Friday, I don't know what is.
And also there's 200 words. It's quite a specific number, isn't it?
It is. It's like this is where my limit is going.
She's got it all planned out.
I love it. I love it.
Alice, I'm going to be trying to get in my nano words, then changing over to a short story draft, and maybe some revision if I have time. Okay.
Wow.
We know Alice. We know she cranks out those words.
Man.
Haley says, happy writing, everyone. Alice, the wind is no longer threatening to create tornadoes and blow over houses in Calgary. Oh, okay.
Can I just say I love all the Canadian representation today? I don't think I've ever seen this many Canadians in like one chat, like just shouting out. I love it. Right. It's awesome.
Oh, well, thank you. And I like it too, actually. So since we're all caught up in the comments, why don't we go ahead and start with our first sprint? Heather, 200 words while watching the kiddos. Write 1 or 2 words, check the kiddos, forget what I'm writing, and repeat. Rinse and repeat, right?
Yep.
I love it.
I know what she's talking about. I have 3 kids, so.
Right.
I bet they give you a run for your money.
Yeah.
Well, then in that case, I'll say what I often say: every day is Mother's Day.
Oh, that's nice.
Alice, we just missing Devin. Okay, yeah, you're right, actually.
Yep, because it's the other Canadian.
Yeah. Okay, so actually, I've got my timer set up for 18 minutes. Why don't I go ahead and get that up on screen, and we can get going with our first sprint.
Getting my pen ready.
Writing with a pen, how novel.
I see what you did there.
I didn't do anything.
What you did there.
I deny everything. Okay, yep. Good luck, everyone. Okie dokie, that's the first sprint finished. Yay! How'd everybody do?
I know now. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. It's you. You got it.
I just want to say I know I have 42 scene cards.
Okay.
And
That's quite a few, actually.
Right. I was like, I don't think I saw 42 cards in your hand before the sprint started. That's a lot.
And I'm dreading a bit this. Now I have to write it.
All right.
I got thoroughly distracted. There was not a lick of writing done outside of messaging people that whole sprint. So I blame the outside world and its influence for distracting me. I will be productive this next one.
Well, one way to look at it is you've got the whole world to distract you, right? So it's quite understandable.
Right. Yeah.
I actually found myself two Canadian publishers to look into, not necessarily, of course, by any means to submit to, but I've at least kind of like dug up with my shovel or something to two Canadian publishers. So maybe they'll have some promise, hopefully. Yep. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Sid is here now. Hi, Sid. Yep. Actually, this thing started where there was recently a stream of, was it mine? It might have been mine. It might have been Cachet's, actually, where Sid popped in and I was already there. And I was just so happy to see him that I tagged him 3 times. So now I've employed some cutting or copying and pasting skills, and I've upped it to 5. So hi, Sid. We've got Cachet saying hi to Grayson and Sid here. Let's see here. We've also got Grayson saying hi to Sid. So we've got it going every which way. And we've got Grayson saying hi to Cachet. Okay.
There's a lot of hellos.
You see, I'm still not very experienced at this whole streaming thing. I'm kind of just not knowing what to click on and what not to click on. When in doubt, click on it. Right? Is that the rule? I don't know. Maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. And Grayson says to me, just know that I'm chortling at you. Duly noted. Heather says to Grayson, LOL, chortling. That word cracks me up for some reason. Yeah, it is. It is quite a curious kind of word, huh? Chortling. Okay, so Sid says hello, haha, at work, so can't reply, right? Well, we're happy to have you anyway, Sid, in whatever capacity you can be. So Heather, I just made a detrimental mistake. I misspelled gunpowder and wrote fun powder instead. Hopefully that's the only instance I'll be having a good laugh when editing later. Yeah. Fun powder, huh? Let's see here. Ooh, it jumped. Okay. Yep. Grayson says to Heather, it's one of my favorite words. And I think he means gunpowder, but he could mean fun powder.
I feel like he means chortle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's that. Okay.
What I feel like that is Grayson was the first person I ever saw use that word. And it's like when I think of that word, I think of Grayson. And I'm looking like that's what the word he meant. But either way, if fun powder is one of his favorite words, I think that would be totally awesome.
Right. I'm like, oh, it's either fun powder or it's gunpowder, and Cache is like, no, it's chortle.
My bad.
So I think, from this point on, whenever I see the word chortle or chortling, I'll probably think of Grayson's, what is it? Like his avatar, his
His
avatar,
when he's like staring at you.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That famous avatar of his.
Right.
Um,
Okay,
okay.
Alice.
Okay, Heather says, nailed it, almost reached my goal.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe 195 or so, maybe? Alice says she wrote 1,108
Oh
words.
my God.
Last night she wrote 452 in 10 minutes. Like, so we just know Alice is just gonna shut us out the park.
She's
Like,
fast.
Yeah. It's kind of a hard number even to read, right? I mean, you've got options. You're like 1,108, 1,108. Your mind is just boggled even trying to say it.
I have never told anybody else this, but whenever I read her numbers and I'm on the hosting side, I always think, should I say 1,108 or should I say 1,108, or how do I say these numbers? I think it's so funny that I'm not the only person that happens to.
No, but you make a point. There's a third way, right? You can say 1,108 also.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can say 1,108. You can say 1,108. You can say 1,108.
Right.
You've made a lot of words in a sprint when there's 3 different ways to say how many words.
Right, because like if it's 26 words, you can only say 26. You don't say 26.
Right,
Like,
exactly my point. Oh dear. But good on you, Alice, for sure. Becca, can't seem to write today. Just one of those days, I guess. Okay. Well, you can stay productive however you want, or not even that. You can watch YouTube videos or whatever it is that you want to do. We're here for you. So Sid says, happy to be here, Michael. Oh, very good, very good. And Marta's here.
Hey.
Hi, Marta. I forgot this was happening today. Hello, hi. She adds, I'm going to bed in like 10 minutes. How long ago was this? This was probably only about
like 3 minutes.
9 minutes
She's
ago.
already in bed.
I mean, 1 minute ago. So there's probably about 9
Okay.
more minutes, right, before she's in bed. Okay.
You look
in
so
like 10
happy
minute,
in
the
your
one to say
avatar.
Mm.
She looks so happy in her avatar. It's such a cute picture.
Yeah, I think she's like at the beach or something, maybe. Yeah, I agree. I
But
can
there's
tell.
also
investigated, right? Like it looks like a little village behind her, right?
Yeah.
Like a city or something. We're all investigating your avatar now.
I was thinking how I could maybe make it bigger, but I don't think I can. Heather says to Becca, I blame Snake's cuteness. He's so distracting. And Snake is Becca's adorable cat,
He's
of course.
a cute cat.
Let me see here. So Marta confirms, still here. But for how many more minutes, right? That's what we're really
that's a question.
trying to get at. I'm just finishing to back up some footage before I stop working. Okay. Yep, back up your stuff for sure. And thanks, she says. You're welcome. Yep. So we're all caught up. And actually, of course, just as I say that, Hina drops in. Hi, Hina.
Hi.
Hi, just popping in late to say hi. Actually, you're not late at all. You've just missed the first sprint, so most likely we'll have still 2 more to go. Yep. Yep. Yeah. So I feel like I'm having a lot of fun in this stream so far. I don't know why. Maybe it's the Friday. It's the Good Friday also going on. It's the Camp NaNoWriMo going on. Did you guys want to? So I actually have written a poem for our
Yeah.
stream. I'm going to take a couple of minutes, if even that, to put it up in the chat in the next sprint. But maybe we could get a head start on our second sprint, actually, on the sprint, in other words, in maybe just a few seconds here. Heather, it's maybe it's the sangria. I'm passing it around.
It's a party.
Yeah, it is a party for sure. Becca says hi to Hina. CB says, I'm back. Okie dokie. Glad to have you. And you see, this is like I'm clicking on the. Oh, yeah. So Hina says hi to
Hi.
Becca,
Hi.
right?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
And Becca says hi to Hina, and Hina says hi to Cache, and Cache says hi to Anya, and so on and so on. Okay, yeah, so why don't we go ahead and go for a 21-minute sprint? How's that sound, everyone?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, what do I need to do here? Oh, just a sec here. So, 21, save. Woohoo! Oh, okay. Not quite a real woohoo yet. I'm halfway to the woohoo. I'm at the woo so far. Okay, and so here is the who. Oh, actually, I still need to make it a bit bigger. Okay, so now we're at the woohoo for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yep. Good luck, everyone. Woohoo! Okie dokie. That's the second sprint finished.
Yay!
That's better.
I'm just reading your poem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just put it up, I guess, a couple of minutes ago, or a few seconds ago, maybe. So, did you guys make out okay?
Yes. I started to look at the first scene. And then I realized, I've written this in German. What would it be in English? And yeah, but
You're just
this is
talking about
Okay.
yeah. And now I'm kind of scared to do this in English. I mean, it's still a bit harder for me, of course, to find the right words. Yeah, I will see. But I thought I should be a lazy writer first and just really put everything down that I know. And that's what I usually do. And later I go back and write where this happens and how, yeah, all the senses are. And, so,
Right.
yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, we were talking about this before we went live, but you're quite the underwriter, aren't you?
Yeah, I usually can. What I like to write is dialogue, and I just there in a cafe. That's how I start, and then I have
Right.
this dialogue and the conflict, and then I have at one time I have to go back and really write about what does the place look like, so that people when they read it can feel it more.
Right.
Be in the story. But this is usually the hardest thing for me to find the right words, that it's not boring and you can really feel the place and everything. But I do this at a later step.
Right. You describe the cafe later.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Cache, yeah. Cache, do you know if you're an over or under writer or neither?
Okay, so I think I'm an underwriter because every like subsequent draft after the first draft is longer.
Okay.
Is that an underwriter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
then
Yeah. If your first draft, let's say, is shorter, then yeah.
Yeah, so all my drafts, I think what I try to do is just get like the bare bones of the story down in the first draft. Like I just want to get to the end, and then like Anya, I go back and like, oh, I didn't really describe this area that well. Let me describe it some more. Oh, I didn't really. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
For me, I think I'm really sort of neither. As I recall, when I finished, basically when I finished my first draft of my manuscript that I'm now trying to submit, and by the way, when I draft really cleanly and thoroughly, so I'm basically finished at that point. But if I recall correctly, when I was really finished my first draft, I had about 79,000 words. And then when I went through my first thorough time editing, when I got through, I still had less than 80,000 words. So I had like less than 1,000 words added, which is basically nothing, right?
Yeah.
So I guess like I was adding stuff and taking stuff away, but maybe it was just luck or something. But it ended up pretty much the same thing, at least for length. So maybe it means I'm actually neither. I don't know, or I'm just really lucky or really unlucky.
But when you say you write this thoroughly, the first draft, so does it take you long? I mean, I always feel like I have to get this down so that I still have the energy for it, That's why I'm not really working on it from the start, just put everything down. And
Right.
you...
Actually, I remember now, I was working for a long time. I was working on the first draft for something like close to a year. And then I actually sort of took a involuntary break, which was actually about a year.
Ooh.
And then from there, that was about a year break from adding to the draft. But in that time, I had something like 50,000 or maybe 60,000 even already drafted at that point.
Mm.
And actually, within that year break, I did go through and actually thoroughly edit what I already had.
Mm.
So basically, it took me 3 years to completely write the thing. But I was sort of alternating a bit between my writing and my editing. And I think in my head, I was kind of a bit worried that because I know editing takes a lot out of me, a lot of steam. And I was a little bit worried about just drafting the whole thing. And I think this is a pretty good way to approach it. But
Mm.
a little worried about drafting the whole thing and then having to go through and actually just, really scrub at an entire 80,000 words for
Mm.
editing. So I was worried a little bit I might burn myself out during that editing process. So I
Mm.
kind of like switched it around a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times. Yeah, just switching the writing with the editing, because I mean they're both tiring, but I think they're sort of tiring in a little different way, maybe.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
feel the
that's the way I
same.
did it. Yeah.
So I will say when I am thinking about like being an underwriter, I have not completed a novel. So I don't
Okay.
know how editing a novel, if I'm an underwriter or overwriter, is when I'm writing short stories, which is a
Mhm.
little bit different because of like the word count in itself. So I don't
Mm.
know if that changes if I'm an underwriter or overwriter, but that would be like something
Yeah,
that's different.
that's a
You
good
guys have,
question.
yeah, because you guys have both finished novels, right? And I haven't. So it's like for me, um, oh, sorry, I was getting a phone call on my
Mm.
watch, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what's going on? I'm not used to." But yeah, no. So I like the like Penelope's curve. Like the first draft was like 2,000 and such, and then like the draft ended up being like a little bit over 5,000.
Mm.
Oh,
But
okay.
it took 4 drafts to get to 5,000. So
Right.
that's why I'm like I'm not entirely sure, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And to a certain extent, it also just depends on the project. You
Yeah.
know, in a
Yeah.
certain project, you may end up just sort of cutting out 8,000 words or something, and that's going to make a big difference. Or, adding 8,000 even. Yeah.
Right.
Um, I think I, I kind of like, yeah, I kind of like put my, just quickly put my cursor where I wanted to like sort of like continue from in the chat. And then I forgot, and then I just started scrolling madly. So now I don't know where I am again. Um,
You
just
should
be,
go to your poem. Then I
yeah, for
think,
sure.
then you should be at the right. Or I don't know if
Yeah,
someone.
I'm actually okay. So I think I'm here. Heather is
Mm.
just going to give us a catch-all. If I'm reading this correctly, anyway, sort of like everyone says hello to everyone. So we don't
Yeah.
have to worry too much about it anymore. Um, yeah. Okay, that says good. Um, okay, Heather, sure, I need all the time I can get for my 5 words
Yeah.
remaining. Yeah, I haven't looked down yet, but maybe Heather has updated us actually already
Mm.
um, on how she's done. We've got Sin here. Hi. Hey, hey, she says.
Hey.
Um, okay, and so Marta has popped out. I had all the warning in the world
Mm-hmm.
to know when this would happen, and I still missed it because I was looking at my publisher's stuff. Um, let's see here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it looks like Heather has popped out also. Looks like, of course, if I see another comment from her, then, I'm proven wrong. And my apologies. Okay, yeah, it did jump. Okay, yeah, I wrote this poem for this stream, and it's nothing special. It's just a really simple, straightforward thing. But why don't I go ahead and read it? Um, so, I don't know. It's better than nothing, I guess. But it's called "Be Not Afraid to Dream." Um, did I actually? You know what? I think I've had a malfunction here, posting my poem because um, unless actually just give me a sec here. It's possible that StreamYard is not showing. Basically, I'm not seeing my first stanza. But let me just pop over here to YouTube. And if it is here, yeah, it is here. It's just not showing up for some reason. In StreamYard, maybe it fell out of the bottom or fell through a crack or something. But I'll just read it from the YouTube video live stream. Okay, so be not afraid to dream. There was a boy who could imagine quite well, and his father in time had stories to tell. Be not afraid to dream, he once said, as he tucked him safely and warmly in bed. But one night he dreamed of a demon beneath, a monster without eyes or arms or teeth. He made this fear known to his father with grace, and he with flashlight showed him safe space. Now there is a man with his own young boy, one with a mind more fun than a toy. Father keeps flashlight with its strong beam and says in time, be not afraid to dream. And that's
That's
it.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I'm glad you like it.
And you know what it reminds me of? I'm not sure if for the English speaking people, you know Goethe, the German
Yep.
poet who
I'm
wrote
familiar with the name.
and he wrote this poem, the Earl King. I don't know what's in English, with his father who rides through the night and has his son on his horse, and it kind of reminds me of that a bit. This relationship.
Okay.
It's a very nice poem.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, again, apologies. It's not showing up. The first stanza isn't showing up here for me in StreamYard, so I can't, I can't click on it or anything. But
Yeah,
I just read it, as I saw it in YouTube. Yeah.
I mean, people have asked you before if you think of publishing your poems. I mean,
Yeah, for sure. Right now, I don't think I have any plans for that, just in the sense that I really write them for fun. Just sort of like the headspace that I'm in when I'm writing them. I'm not really thinking about publishing them, but you never know in the future. It's totally possible I could publish them, or I could even at least do a live stream. That was like a sort of like an expression of a whole bunch of the poems. accumulated, let's say even whatever, in 2021 or something like that, later in the year.
That's a great idea. You could do like a reading live stream and
Yeah, anything's possible.
read
But
the
thank you.
poems.
Angel Ree's here. Hi. CB got 103 words. That's good. That's good. Just a sec here. Okay. Let's see here. Sin, today isn't going well for me writing-wise, but still managed 284 words. Well, I'm sorry to hear that maybe you feel it's not going well. Maybe, it's just writers, we're very emotional people, and we go by how we feel most of the time. But hey, 284 words, in a 21-minute stream. That's good, I promise you.
That's more than I have.
That's more than I've officially written, for any manuscript since, September. So.
See?
Hannah, beautiful poem, Michael. Oh, thank you. I'm
see?
still waiting to buy your book of poetry.
People want it.
Yeah, it seems like at least a couple do. Alice, 1,209 words.
Wow.
That's
I mean,
a
it's
lot.
now more than 2,000. Yeah.
Yeah. This is also 1,209 words. And also 1,209 words, right?
Yeah.
Alice, you boggle our minds. Good on you. Good job. Writing Violet's got 157 words. Okay. Alice, Anya, I am the same. Some of my pages are just dialogue and conflict. I have to go in and add in descriptions so that I don't have white room syndrome. Okay.
That's a cool expression, this white room syndrome. I have to keep this in mind.
Yeah. Okay. Angelry. I think I started out being an underwriter, but things have changed since I have been doing a good amount of planning. I think I am an average writer, which to me is like the middle of over and under. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also for me, over the many years now that I've been writing, at least in some, informal capacity, as I've changed, it's changed for me too. I used to be, way back when I was in high school, I used to be quite the underwriter, because when I would, redraft, I would actually have quite a few thousand words more. But now I'm sort of like right in the middle, I guess. Yep. Alice, like on this page, over 300 of the 400 are dialogues. Right.
Yeah, dialogues are fun to write.
And also with dialogue, you sort of by nature don't want to overthink it or anything anyway. You kind of want to let it just flow. So in that sense, you tend to get more, at least you tend to get more, let's say, words per hour or something. Hina, I am the same as you, Anya and Shay. Okay. CB, I will be relying on other people to correct beta of my story because I do not have a clue what I'm doing. I'm sure you have at least a clue, more than that actually, CB. Okay, Alice, I am an underwriter. My draft of Monstralis went from 68K in the first draft to 92K in the second draft. That's a good size difference. Although
Mm.
that could have been because it was a nano draft, right?
Mm.
Okay. Okay, so Alice is an underwriter. Um, and CB says, I don't honestly know what I am.
It's not that important, is it?
No, not
We
really.
are
And
all
also,
writers.
if you really don't know what you are, then I would say by reasoning, you're probably really close to the middle. You're probably
Mm.
sort of neither. CB adds, except human. And Cachet says, is beautiful, Michael. Thank you, Cachet. Um, okay. Sin, I'm definitely an overwriter, I think. I only finished one draft so far, and I'm going to split and make it a duology because the first draft
Mm.
was so big. Okay.
But it's good then you have two novels.
Don't you sort of wish, generally in life, like let's say you're cooking a dinner or something, and then oops, you just suddenly end up with two dinners instead of one?
Meal prep. That would be great, yeah.
Oh dear. Let's see here. Angel Ree, dialogue used to be hard for me a few years ago,
Mm.
but I work on web comics, which are purely dialogue, while description and detail is done with illustration. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I wish I could paint or something or illustrate or draw. Then I would also
Right?
just make comics, would be easier.
That is
Yeah, yeah.
so cool.
Oh my gosh, it's been years since I've drawn anything actually.
They definitely require more creativity than I'm capable of at this time in my life.
Yeah. I don't think it's really easy. But I have my stories in my head are like a movie, and then I kind of
Okay.
have to put them into words, and that's really
It's
difficult.
hard.
You just
Like to
watch a
like
movie and have to
describe
write it.
everything I see is so
Yeah,
hard,
it's
right?
that's exactly.
Writing is hard,
Mm.
just all around. Hina, surprisingly, when I wrote the books with Becca, I was more thorough. Hmm. Well, I don't know. There could be something to that. I don't know. I'm
Hey,
sure you're
sure.
still a thorough writer on your own, Hina. Um, Sin, if that magic exists to magically have more food without the cooking, I'd be settled for life. Yeah. Sin, the hard part of drawing is like a first chapter, a
Mm.
blank canvas. But once you get some lines down, it gets easier. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Even with writing, even if it's largely a confidence thing, maybe once you've got like a good outline that you believe in,
Mm.
then that gets you really excited about actually writing the thing. Yep. Hannah says, thanks, you're welcome. Yeah, so I've been yakking for some time, so why don't we do another sprint, huh? Let's
Yeah.
go for let's go for a 12-minute sprint,
Okay.
Okay.
if that's okay. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna switch the two and the one to make this new number of 12. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie, right?
Okie dokie.
Good luck, everyone. That's it. That's the third sprint finished. Okay, that's better. So how did you two do in that short time? Anyway.
So I will admit that very little writing got done this sprint, but I had a subscriber reach out to me because she's doing like a
Okay.
short film and she has like sent me a couple episodes. And so I like went back and watched like the first episode so I can like actually be like, oh, this is what I thought of it. So I'm not just like, oh, I looked at it, but I didn't really look at it. So yeah. So that's what I've been
Okay.
doing. It's a pretty interesting story so far.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
I just translated some paragraphs. And
Some
I looked,
paragraphs.
yeah,
That sounds
is
pretty
it
good.
paragraphs? Like, yeah, I use Google Translate, I'm cheating. I use Google Translate and then I go over it again and look, what, is wrong. And
Right.
it's not perfect. So,
So you're sort of using Google Translate to do the heavy lifting, and you're sort of
mm,
directing things and making
yeah, and
edits and
then,
making sure everything's on track.
yeah, and it's quite fun to look at what I've written in another language, and it's not as boring, as if you would look at the text that you have seen 12 times now. So
Right.
if it's now in English, you can look from it, edit from another angle. So
Right. Okay. Actually, I've been doing pretty good with the publishers this stream. I'd even say a little bit better than usual. So yeah, I mentioned that within the first stream, I dug up two publishers. I'm still looking at the first one, which is a good sign because it means that there's not something about it, one or two things that just sort of automatically makes me sort of throw it out, so to speak. It's actually looking pretty good. The submission process is just a little bit more sort of hassling, if that's a word, than usual, but it's still basically just your usual sort of emailing submission. And I also found out that there is an imprint, that this publisher has an imprint, which may be even better of a fit for me than the actual publisher. So actually, I kind of have three now. So yeah,
cool.
I'm doing okay. This stream.
And are you making kind of a list of all those publishing houses so
Yeah,
that what they expect from you when you write
I
them?
don't think that I'm not so much making a list, but I'm making a spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet for all of my submissions. So when it gets to the point where I'm actually excited and I'm actually submitting, I have a spreadsheet for that, and I just have a couple details I put in, and the date of submission for each one and all that. Yeah. So we've had Regina join us this sprint. Oh my goodness, I almost slept through your stream. Hello, she says to everyone. Hi, Regina. Let me see here. Yeah, we've got lots of we've got lots of hellos going on. Regina, lovely poem, Michael. Thank you so much. I'm glad you liked it. You might have had to scroll up a little bit actually to find it. Regina, allergies are kicking my butt. That's why I fell asleep. Bummer to hear about that, Regina.
They were
But
giving me the business this morning. I woke up coughing and sneezing, and like it took like till about noon for like my nose to be unstopped.
right, yeah, I hear you on that. sometimes the allergies can be a little like the weather itself, huh? Okay, let me see here. Regina has a "You got this" posted. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. Sin's got 310 words. That's really good for 12 minutes.
Yeah.
I do sort of find that, like in streams, my productivity can kind of like sag, as the sprints go on. But maybe that's just me. I think so. I mean, I'm
No,
sure there are a lot of people who kind of, huh?
it's not just you. It happens to me
Yeah.
too.
But I was going to
It's
say, I'm
hard to
sure,
keep the focus up all this time.
Right.
yeah, I'm sure though there are people who, need a couple of sprints maybe to hit their stride. I don't know. But 310 words for 12 minutes, that's definitely good. Let me see here. Regina says to Cachet, "I love your look today. You are so good with color."
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Cachet, you do look snazzy today. I will
Thank you.
agree.
I definitely threw this on right before I clicked the link, but I appreciate it. I really do.
And Anya, you look snazzy too. You're all quite color coordinated too.
No, like
I'm
no,
always black. I'm always
but like no, like it looks like you wouldn't have been able to convince me it was 9 o'clock at night. Like you look like you're just like ready for the day, not like it's the end
yeah,
of your
I
day.
That's a
prepare
good
for the
point. Yeah,
stream. I just
yeah,
prepare.
totally. I totally
And
agree.
I'm always wearing black, so it's easy. Everything fits together, you know.
Hey, that works.
Yeah, that does work. Okay, so Angelie has 398 new words. CB has 98 new words. Good job, everyone. Um, let me see here. Regina says to
Mm.
Anya, translation is hard. You are recreating the text in another language. I wouldn't even know a second language nearly well enough to even
Right, not
translate.
to translate a book. Mm-mm.
Right.
I mean, I will definitely need an editor afterwards.
Anya, how many languages do you speak?
um, German, English, and I had French in school as well. So
Right. Okay.
un peu français. I don't really remember.
A little, right?
Yeah, a little.
A little French. Okay. Let me see here. CV, fixing the mess written by an uneducated mess is going to take the knowledge and experience of someone who actually got a proper education. I didn't. My education was a joke that wasn't funny.
Ooh-wee.
Okay, okay. Translating writing is difficult not only because of transferring the words alone, but the way of translating them and still have the words capture the reader seems so difficult to me.
Yeah, and I'm still not sure about this. So, yeah, I will have someone read through it afterwards because maybe it's because some words I cannot really, yeah, I don't really know if they are the right words, you know,
Right.
if I translate it to English.
And another thing I find interesting about translations is, like, for example, I'm reading War and Peace right now, which is obviously
Mm.
written in Russian.
Yeah.
But you have lots of different. So I basically just speak English, right? And so there's lots of translations of that work, if we're using it
Mm.
as an example, into English. And so I will, unless I learn Russian, I'll never be able to actually read the book. But I'll have at the same time basically an unlimited number of translations or readings that I can do that are translations of the book. So it's kind of weird. It's like I can always read another new, or at least to me, translation of the work, but I can never read the work itself.
It's strange, And every translation is kind of an interpretation of the original. Right. So that's very interesting,
Regina says to Sin, yes, that's so true. Sin says productivity is one big roller coaster. 1 hour you got nothing, and the next hour you get everything. Yeah, it can be that way with productivity, certainly with writing. Sin, speaking of War and Peace.
The 1% that he's at?
Sorry? Actually, I haven't read the comment yet. Speaking of War and Peace, would you recommend? I ordered a copy and it's 1,649 pages, or 1,649 pages, or 1,649 pages. I hope you're still here, Alice, wherever you are. So I hope it's worth it. Well, I do know something about it. I'm still like right at the beginning. I mean, for what I know of it, I would definitely recommend it. It is the national epic of Russia. I mean, that's saying something. It is to Russia what Don Quixote is to Spain, what the Anne of Green Gables books are to Canada, what maybe Les Miserables is to France, Shakespeare and King Arthur to Great Britain, right, and so on and so on. The Romance of the Three Kingdoms to China, and so on and so on. But if you're talking a national epic of a certain country, I don't think you can go wrong. But anyway, CB, I just started War and Peace. I got it on Kindle app for iPad. Okay. Very good.
So
we'll have to read it together. And sorry?
I know nothing about War and Peace other than it's long. So you're like telling me everything about it. So is it a fiction book or is it like
well, it's a work of historical fiction. Okay. So basically what Tolstoy is doing is he's going back about, like 60-ish years roughly from his time of when he's writing it to Napoleon's invasion of Russia during the Napoleonic Wars. So that's basically the setting for the work. Napoleon conquering at least most of Europe and then moving east into the fatherland or into Russia. And there's, of course, the Battle of 1812 and everything. But it's historical fiction. There's real characters, there's fictional ones and everything. Again, at least as I understand it, and I'm only 1% or so, or maybe two into it at this point. Anyway.
Well, I'm gonna let y'all have that book, and I'll ask y'all about it. But I don't think I'm gonna read 1,649 pages. I
think my edition is it's right here.
Whoa!
Oh wow! At least it looks really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the
nice edition.
This is the Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition. I recall the website saying it's like in this translation and this edition, it's like 1424 pages, but I don't think that includes any of the fore or back matter. And there's a lot of back matter. with the appendixes and stuff like that.
Okay.
There's not really anything to see on the back. There's testimonials, right? Yeah, and then yeah. Well, I won't bother with the screen or anything, but there's the spine.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You got that.
And the words are so tiny.
Yeah, I feel like they are. Like, I feel like he's like, oh, it's 200 pages less than their book, but then you look at it, the font is 8.5.
Actually, I think there's probably about 450 to 500 words on a page.
Oh, wow.
For again, this edition. Yeah. That's just like a eyeballing ballpark sort of number, though. CB, I've read Les Mis. It's great. Les Mis is longer than War and Peace for sure, by about a pretty good margin, I think.
Oh, wow, really? I had no idea.
Let me see here. Regina. At Cache, we will read the Cliff Notes or watch the movie. Maybe that's what I should do, actually.
Right. I have never read the Cliff Notes in my life, and I feel like the Cliff Notes of War and Peace would be an actual book, and so I think I could. Like, I don't think it would be like the thin Cliff Notes. Like, I think it'd be, like a fantasy novel, a good 400 and something pages.
Yeah, I figure I'm in trouble with this because of how the writing on the spine is actually horizontal as opposed to your usual vertical. Like you're sort of in trouble when the writing isn't even vertical on the spine. Yeah. Imagine there was like an entire testimonial or something on the spine, just written as is. Oh yeah.
I could see that being a thing.
Okay. CB, Les Mis was long, but it was very good. I also have Anna Karenina for Kindle app for iPad. Mm-hmm. And of course, whether it's Anna Karenina or War and Peace, that's Tolstoy's greatest masterpiece, is very much debatable. Regina, that isn't a book, that's a doorstop. Fun fact, I actually use my dictionary, my Canadian Oxford second edition, as a sort of doorstop. Sometimes what I want to do is keep my door, if I don't want to really close it, I'll sort of want to keep it from popping open when, there's a bit of a draft, someone opens a front door or garage door or something. And I kind of just want to keep my door the way it is. I'll actually use my dictionary for that. Sin says the physical copy has 1,649. The one I have, I just checked the iPad. The iPad version has 2,300, but that might be because the page on iPad is different in sizing than actual paper. Right. From what I understand, most normal books have about maybe about 275 or 300 words on a page, or maybe 250 to 300 words on a page. I think that's sort of the norm, for your normal novels. But that's not for iPad or anything.
I'm curious at how many pages your dictionary has, because I would think it'd be really funny if War and Peace had more pages than these dictionaries. Is all I'm going. Like, how do you have more words in your book than are in the actual dictionary?
Well, definitely for pure mass, my dictionary is much bigger. It's probably double the mass, and it's a hardcover, obviously. So yeah, don't be alarmed, I guess. Let me see here. CB, the fourth Potter book was 636 pages. So War and Peace is double that and then some. I guess so, yeah, depending on, number of words on pages, I guess. Sin, haha, that would be funny. Regina, laughing at Cachet. Yes, how many pages in the dictionary? I don't know. I can't reach my dictionary from here.
Think about normally, like you don't look at the page number on your dictionary when you're looking up a word. It's not me. But
Okay,
like,
would you guys like to see this dictionary? I can just grab it. Just 1 sec.
Yeah,
We would.
we want to know.
Now, if this turns out to be an encyclopedia-sized dictionary.
So here's the dictionary. This is the Canadian Oxford Dictionary 2nd edition. Let me see here. Okay, I'll start with the front.
I will say when you like gave us a quick side view, it looked a lot bigger than it looked just from the front. Because from the front, it doesn't look that big, but from the side, oh, that's a thick book.
This is a big boy for sure, and yeah, it's just blue and whatever. It's a hardcover. It's got a dust jacket on it. I don't know how much this thing weighs, but I mean, even on a windy day, the door cannot move this. No matter how strong the draft is, coming through, this has never budged. So yeah. Anyway,
it's a good doorstop.
Yeah, it's as good a doorstop as it is a dictionary.
Dictionaries serve dual purposes around here.
Right, exactly. So CB says it depends on which dictionary and which edition. But yeah, it would be funny. Actually, it is funny. I can assure you of that. We used to have to put the page number down when doing definitions in primary school. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep, same here. And CB says I have to go. See you, CB. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for joining.
And actually, on that note, we are actually a whopping 21 minutes over. And we are also all caught up on the comments. You see, even talking about War and Peace takes longer, right?
Yeah.
Let alone reading it, right? Oh boy. I guess we can just about wrap it up then. Again, my lovely guest hosts are Cachet, aka ShayWithThaHobbies, and Anya, aka AS Renner, and I've got their channels linked in the descriptions below. So definitely, if you feel you've had fun with them today and you've been productive and everything, then click on the links and give them your subscriptions if you haven't already. But yeah, I think that's good. If you celebrate Easter, then happy Easter, and definitely have a great long weekend. And yeah, I hope you've been productive and you've had fun in the stream. So thanks, bundles and bunches. Bye-bye.
Thanks.